Welcome to another exciting year of the UCI Women Road World Cup. It's time for the Ronde van Drenthe.
How are you guys?
Good.
Iris Slappendel is in good spirits. Last year's winner in Drenthe and the overall World Cup winner Lizzie Armitstead is here, as is Kirsten Wild, fresh off the track after her scratch world title. This is Chloe Hosking. And this is the affable Tiffany Cromwell, ready for some good Dutch-style racing. Italian champion Elina Cecchini and Loes Gunnewijk for her last Ronde van Drenthe. Scandolara GoPros us, and Emma Johansson gets some encouragement right before the start. And then at 11:30 it's time to roll for the peloton for another season of 10 races for the UCI Women Road World Cup 2015.
Slowly, please.
The Ronde van Drenthe is 142 kilometers, including a 4-kilometer neutral. The total ascent is 106 meters from the Van Berg, and it has 4 cobbled sections. Anna van der Breggen hits it on the longest of those cobbled sections of a total of 10 kilometers on gruesome terrain in the forest. Orica AIS with Valentina Scandolara and Emma Johansson on her wheel know how to ride on this terrain. Boels Dolmans is there with Lizzie Armitstead, and also Belgian champion, new to Wiggle Jolien Dore is well positioned at the front. But then after the cobbles, a sudden moment where a big crash happens. Last week's Strade Bianchi winner Megan Guarnier is one of the riders who ends up in the ditch, and Claudia Lichtenberg helps Guarnier up. Also involved in this crash is Emilia Fahlin, who leaves the race, but luckily nothing is broken for the former Swedish champion. Guarnier, Lotte Lepisto and also Ligeti Daams abandon after this crash. Early on in the race, the riders climbed the Van Berg, but the 2 ascents in the last hour really blew this race apart. Lizzie Armitstead is looking particularly strong today. She already won the Tour of Qatar this year. Following her closely on the final climb of this man-made hill is German champion Lisa Brennauer for Velocio SRAM. A group of 16 riders with all the big teams up there then start the final 30 kilometers of the Ronde van Drenthe. And then an attack by Chantal Blaak for Boels Dolmans. Tiffany Cromwell follows for Velocio SRAM, and also for Wiggle Honda, Elise Longoborghini and Roxanne Kneteman for Rabobank Live are there in this little breakaway. In the chasing group, they are watching each other a little bit. But they do exactly the same in the lead group, and then everything comes back together when passing the finish line for the final 7.9 kilometers of this year's Ronde van Drenthe. Ali Cipollini in the bright yellow shirts really worked hard in the peloton, and they bring back the group. Almost 40 riders in the lead. We are heading for a bunch sprint. Wiggle Honda have strength in numbers, and they lead out their sprinter Jolien Dore perfectly. A stellar lead out by Australian rider Chloe Hosking, just like the Belgian champion new to this team, and she takes Dore to the finish line, where Ellen van Dijk and Amy Pieters have trouble to even follow their wheel. Fantastic work here by Chloe Hosking, and Jolien Dore finishes it off to perfection. She wins the Ronde van Drenthe, her first World Cup win. This was a true win for the Wiggle Honda team, with Hosking, but also with Elisa Longoborghini, Audrey Cordon and Giorgia Bronzini.
The final was quite hectic. We were a little group, but a few came before the finish, all came back together, and but I felt really good, and I was very sure about my sprint, and the team did an amazing job with the lead out.
Happy 25th birthday, Jolien Dore. She couldn't have wished for a better birthday present from her Wiggle Honda teammates today. She beats Amy Pieters and Ellen van Dijk, Lucinda Brandt, Chloe Hosking, Tiffany Cromwell, Lizzie Armitstead, Emma Johansson, Marta Tagliavera and Barbara Quiorici are our top 10 today in Drenthe. Jolien Dore is also the first World Cup leader and receives the jersey from UCI President Brian Cookson.
Well, I think we're seeing stronger and stronger and more professional teams coming through, and I hope that we can grow the side of the professional side of women's cycling to make sure that we can sort of begin to offer a proper career for women in professional cycling. We've quite a way to go yet, apart from one or two well remunerated riders, but I think we are now seeing a real growth in professional women's cycling, and this is something that, of course, UCI wants to support.
Priscilla Rato was the best young rider, finishing 17th for Impasse Sotoli. We're here with Lizzie Williams from Orica AIS. You won our first SufferPrize. 2 mechanicals, 2 crashes and a broken derailleur. How did you cope today?
Not very well. It was probably the worst day out on the bike I've had. But that's you have to take the good with the bad with this sport, and I had a bad day. Hopefully tomorrow is going to be sunshine and no crashes.
You came back to the peloton twice. Where did you find the strength?
You just have to. You've got to get back there, and you can't give up. If you're going to give up, you may as well not be here. So I've come all the way from Australia, and I'm not going to give up just because I have a tumble. So, yeah, got to the front and I hit the cobbles at 10th wheel, feeling really positive. And 500 metres later, my derailleur broke off and snapped into my back wheel, and that was my day. I had no bikes left. My 2 bikes were broken.
So how are you going to prepare for tomorrow? It's going to be a late night for the mechanics.
Well, I think I get a bottle of champagne. I might actually scull that tonight and
That give you back some positiveness for tomorrow.
Look, have a good dinner and a good night's sleep, and go into tomorrow with a positive mindset.
Thank you very much, Lizzie.